Leather seats or cloth seats? What's best for you? So I wanted to talk about something that always gets some people going in conversation: leather seats versus cloth seats. And I'm just not talking about luxury versus budget here. I mean real world comfort, practicality, style, the works. If you've ever had to choose between the two, whether you're buying a new car or just trying to figure out what really matters, then this one's for you, and I want you to let me know in the comments. So let's do this. Let's rewind a little. And I don't know if you know that leather seats actually go way back in car history. In the early 1900s, when luxury cars were just starting to hit the road, leather was the only option for upscale rides, like Rolls-Royce, Packard. All those early prestige cars, they all came with leather interiors. And it wasn't just about luxury, though. It was durability. And it held up better than fabric in those open-air touring cars. So from the very beginning, leather was kind of the go-to for anything premium. But as cars became more accessible, so did interiors. Inner cloth seats, like especially booming after World War II. When mass production ramped up, cloth was cheaper, it was easier to make, and it was more versatile for the average family car. And honestly, it came a long way since that scratchy stuff from the 70s and 80s till now, right? Today you've got high quality synthetic fabrics that are super comfy and can even mimic the look of leather in some models. So back to the present. Let's break this down. Like, we're just hanging out over coffee, figuring out what actually matters, leather or cloth. Should have brought my coffee. So leather seats, they look great, no doubt. You get in and there's that clean, polished feel, that little squeak as you slide into place. They're super easy to clean if you spill something, which, let's be honest, we all do. And they just feel high end if you're picking up clients, or just like that luxury vibe leather delivers. But then summer hits. You leave your car in the sun, you come back an hour later, and now your seat's basically a skillet. You're doing the awkward hover sit, hoping you don't get second-degree burns. And in the winter, the flip side, it's like sitting on ice sculpture, right? Unless you got the heated and ventilated seats, which props if you do, like leather can be high maintenance in more ways than one, I suppose. But you always have to condition it, protect it from cracking, and if you don't, it starts to look real fast. Just check out some of the online markets right now for cars. So then you got cloth seats. They may not scream luxury, but you're comfy, like your favorite hoodie. They're forgiving in extreme weather, no burning thighs, no freezing butt cheeks, and they're more budget friendly, not just when you buy the car, but long term. No conditioning, no leather cleaner, just a vacuum and maybe some spot cleaner here and there as life happens. But they do come with some challenges. Spills can soak in fast, and if you've got kids with juice boxes or dogs, I'll tell you that story at the end, that treat your backside like a playground, stains are definitely something to think about. And if you're into keeping things looking pristine, cloth might take a little more work to stay fresh. And I'll tell you about that story in a minute. So here's the question. What really matters to you? Is it luxury look, the practicality, the feel when you're just trying to get through your commute? Personally, I've had both. I've had leather, and that made me feel like I was driving a high-end sports car. And then recently, my most recent car after decades of leather is cloth. And it actually feels good for long drives, and it's comfortable. And the heated seat gets way hotter with that cloth seat than it ever did on any of my leather seats. So I'm curious, what do you prefer? Are you all in on leather for the look and the feel, or do you go team cloth for the comfort and the ease? So drop me a comment and let me know. I love hearing where people land on this one, because it says a lot about what you care about and what matters to you. And at the end of the day, as car people, it's about the ride, your comfort, your call. But hey, now you know the pros and the cons and even a little history. So next time you're behind the wheel, you'll know why your seat feels the way it does. Now my story, if you kind of want to watch the post video here, I moved to Nashville. My sister was there. She had kids, Krista and Lauren. And one night we were driving in her Celebrity. So if you know Chevrolets, it's been a little while. And it was raining really, really hard that night. And so we got in the car and we were driving. We stopped at a fast food place to get food, and they walked in ahead of me, and I started laughing at my sister because her butt was just brown. And I was like, what happened to you? And she goes, I don't know. And then realized my butt was brown too. And the reason was the kids had spilled so many sweet teas and tea and Coke and whatever they'd been drinking into those cloth seats that when we were soaking wet from the rain, when we sat down, it just brought all of that up out of that seat, and we turned our butts completely brown.